And it's Saturday. It's kind of chilly outside, or in the neighborhood of what we see. Looking at our weather forecast down there at the bottom of the computer, it says 30 degrees. That means that it's
Yeah.
cold.
Woo.
It's
Yeah, it's
cold
freezing.
outside. So, we're happy to be on the inside
Yeah.
where the heat is pumping and, we can act like it's summer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how's everybody doing? We know that there's we weren't on last week. We've been so busy. There's so much going on right now. But we're so grateful to be here once again another Saturday with you all. And we know that there's so much to talk about. We've been having some amazing guests on our show. We had Shelby and Rodney last time. We had Richard starting off in the year. We had several other guests. I think it was musical guests I think that came on.
Yeah, Stevenson.
Yeah, Jesse Stevenson.
Jesse.
So it's been a lot going on, and so today we said we wanted to have some conversation with everyone. And how is everyone doing? Checking in, seeing where everyone is.
Like Wendy would say,
how you doing? Yeah, we can. How you doing? How you feeling? What's up? So we wanted to check in today and see how you guys are doing. So normally, of course, we have our tea.
Yeah,
so we're gonna have our tea this morning.
Tea.
Yeah, this is the
tea.
Tea. Good morning. Nice tea on a nice chilly Saturday morning. And so, yeah. So how's everybody doing?
Oh, I'm okay. Well, thanks for asking. Yeah, it's about being alive. First of
Yeah,
all,
that's it.
I
That's
thank
right.
God for this day.
Yes.
Recognizing that it's the day that He has made, we shall what
Rejoice and be glad.
In it. So no matter what's going on, rejoice.
Yes.
Be happy you're alive. It's another opportunity to do something, make your mark in the earth.
Yes.
Do something that can help somebody else.
Yes.
Do something productive.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, it's that. It's Saturday. The show is on, and you know. News that it's not that life isn't going on and that people aren't being affected. And so when we look at the fact that there's now a shift,
right?
You're not seeing COVID cases being highlighted in the way they once were over the last 2 years. It doesn't mean that people aren't getting sick.
Right.
It doesn't mean that people ought to drop their guards.
Yeah.
And act like, okay, things are back to normal. Because I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are really not, adhering to certain things when it comes to this with the mask and so forth. And I just feel like people are like, forget about this. But there are still other people that are that are passing away from this COVID-19. And so we have to still stay vigilant in, where we're at right now, even though we know we're in there's wars going on, but we have to still keep our mask on. People are going to restaurants, they don't put their mask on. And, we're putting people at risk.
Right. You got to remember that this is actually the worst period in terms of transmittability that we're in, i.e. winter time, right? That's when people are indoors. That's when, these viruses spread the most because people are in compact places. And we're still dealing with one of the most, if not the most contagious strain of the disease, right?
Yeah.
Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron.
So we still need to be cautious. But here's what I'm seeing. What was it? Last night before last, our oldest son, Elijah, we sitting with them and watching basketball.
Yeah.
Well, she was sleeping. But we were watching, guys are kicking in watching basketball. And what I'm
Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
She's watching from the gym. You go ahead, work it out.
Go ahead, work it out.
You work it out, Melissa. Work it out, girl.
Work it out.
Work it out. Yeah, I gotta make sure I gotta get in contact and make sure you got something I sent to you. I'm not sure if you did yet, but if not, we'll chat. Go ahead.
So yeah, we back to basketball.
Yes, basketball. So we're watching basketball.
Watching the game, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing all the coaches, no mask on. I'm seeing the players
just shouting and everything,
and the place is jam packed.
Oh my god!
And people, you look around, you scan the audience, and people aren't wearing their masks, and you're like, okay, well, it feels like just looking at it like we don't have anything to worry about anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the air, nothing in the atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
nothing to be concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
When in truth and in fact, that is, it's not true.
That's
So,
not
we
true at
still,
all.
We still should exercise caution,
Yep.
and we should hold our people accountable for being examples
Mhm.
for the rest of the viewing audiences, that people can take cue and stay still.
Yeah.
Be vigilant in this period.
Yeah.
Spring's gonna come, summer's gonna come. It's gonna be a lot easier, a lot better. But right now it matters, right?
Yeah, it does matter. And so we can't drop our guards down. We got to keep everything on, a mask, no matter where we're going, because somebody can get sick and again, back into the hospital. There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
We have to be vigilant.
Yeah. Melissa says she loves basketball.
Yeah. Well, if I must say,
yeah,
I was and when I was in high school, I was in high school, Melissa.
Glory days.
I was in high school and I played basketball. Yes, I did. I was a basketball player. I played forward, and I was a forward and I was a guard. And I was quite good, I might add. I was going further with it because I was kind of like a tomboy when I was in high school. So, they always wanted me to, be that defense, you know what I mean? Because I knew how to be the blocker. I know how to block it. Like she says, blocking you, bless me, blocking you. I had to just go there. What's that? But I was just a blocker, and so everyone always wanted me, okay, to pass the ball to me.
Yeah.
And and then they want to be on my team because I had extra long arms, so my slimness came in handy because I just used to just lift my hands up. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Just lift our hands up, and I would just boom, hit that ball, right? And I would block it for my team so that nobody else could try to come. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all come for me. Y'all. They said, put Alicia right here forward. I played center, I played forward, and I played guard.
Yeah, that was in her in high school days?
That was in my high school days, man. That wasn't too far along. That wasn't too long ago.
I've heard these war stories so many times. I could recite line for line.
Listen
for you.
Come on, Melissa. This is the tea.
This is the tea. Yeah, and so that's where her basketball career began, and sadly ended in high school. Because then she realized that the opposition will run you over.
I don't care.
If you stand in the way. Try to look up.
Yeah.
So we really have, been more on the serious side. We have a war going on. People are dying, and U.S. wondering why. And the thing to me is that what's concerning me is that we're in the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's being played out on television.
Yeah.
And the kids are seeing this stuff, and people aren't thinking about how these how these kids are being affected at this age.
Yeah, it's
I
very
mean, think about it. They just went through, I mean, we all did, but we went through a period in the last couple of years where all we've seen is people dying from COVID, and all these, they're masked up. Life has changed dramatically in a short period of time, and here we are on the tail end of that. We are in the midst of a war that's being televised, right?
Yeah.
And you're wondering what is going on with with these kids in terms of their mental health.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
for our little one,
yeah,
it's hard for them to be with their friends and communicate and in a different kind of way.
Right.
And I think it's we're coming up in our time, definitely is impactful, this generation right here.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way: it's impacting everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But for kids who've not been around for all that long,
right,
what they're seeing is traumatic to them. And the younger you are, I think it's the more traumatic it probably is, because things are coming. This is coming on the heel of something that has been devastating in terms of lifestyle, in terms of lives, and so on. And here we are, we're seeing played out, war, in its ugliness,
right,
and threatening to be even worse. Yeah. So these are things that that's why we have our pulse moment right now. How is this affecting you? How do you how do you see all this? How is this affecting your household, you mentally? How is it well, are you allowing it to? Sometimes we go numb when we see things happening because it's a defense mechanism.
Right.
You're like, I'm going to tune that out. I'm not even going to focus. I'm not even think about that. I've got things that I've got to do. I've got places to go. I've got, enough things on my plate that I don't want to concern myself with what's going on around me to that extent.
Right.
I mean, and it's human response, right?
Right, exactly.
We human, we just want to okay, I want to maintain my sanity.
Yeah.
How do
to take off running, we should now be in a place where we should keep going forward.
Right.
Because you know why? Even when once you get stagnated, that's where a lot of things, especially where we're at now in the world, a lot of mental, situations will begin to happen. And then, where you first started off, where you're like to go, now you're in a place of, now depression starts to try to hit you. Now your sadness, now it's like the woe is me. You're not accomplishing goals. You're not doing things because why? You're being hindered or stagnated, from your progress. So I think that going forward is a key thing right now. So that we have the suicides and everything that are happening where people mental health. We got to keep pushing forward, like that. A lot of youth, we say, or young people, millennials will say, Gen Zs will say, hey, pay it forward. Right? Don't stop what you're doing. We know what's going on. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's happening, but don't stop going forward into what you need to do so that you can continue on your progress.
Yeah. was don't be so distracted that Wanda just put it up as I said, distracted.
Hey, Wanda. I love Wanda. Hey, Wanda.
Yeah.
The amazing woman of God. Yeah.
Wanda phrased it.
Hi, Wanda.
She phrased it in 2 words. And it's really succinct and it speaks to the situation. She said, avoid distractions.
Right. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was just saying the same thing. We got to avoid distractions, because even when we talk about from a spiritual standpoint and as well as the natural standpoint, but when we talk about from a spiritual standpoint, that is what the enemy's MO is.
Right.
The enemy's MO is to get you in a place of distraction so that you will not be able to accomplish what you are set out to do. Right. Whether you had the goals and everything written down at the top of the year, whatever it is that you're on assignment, like the song say, I understood my assignment, right? Whatever assignment that you are supposed to be going to, you are not to get distracted, because you know what? Now is not the time to abort your assignment.
Right.
Keep moving forward so that your assignments can be fulfilled. I mean, I can't say it enough. And Wanda said the same thing. It is so true, because right now there are a lot of people that are being distracted. Right. We know that the war is going on. We got COVID-19. There's a lot of things that's going on where people are not, they're not focusing. And so it's hindering progress. It's hindering them from going forward. And we cannot afford to do that right now. Yeah. 2022 is supposed to be an amazing year for each and every one of us. We know what's happening. God, there's so much going on. Grief, people are passing away.
Thank you,
but
Wanda.
We have to still stay on the grind.
Right.
Somebody said, I got to stay on the grind. I got to keep this train running. If the train breaks down, that means everything is sitting in the train. All the passengers are on the train and they're trying to get to their stop, right? And then they're unable to get to their stop. Why? The train's not moving. And so we got to keep it moving. Keep it moving forward. Get in a place of staying productive. Stick to whatever your plan is. So whatever you wrote down, we always say it from a biblical standpoint, without a vision, the people perish, right? So whatever your vision is, you got to stay focused on the vision, continue.
Past it.
Right. And another thing is, while we're in this, right? While we're all in this, we're all in this together, right? We have Wanda. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, LaWanda. We're all in this together, right? And being that we're all in this together, right, one of the things, and I think it's the key things, and we will still come back to that because, Image Matters Show, it still stems from a spiritual, standpoint, is that we have to still put our place in a place of prayer. Right. Praying helps you to keep your peace. Right. Because, when things are breaking out, all what they say, H-E-double-L is breaking loose. You need some peace. Right. So because you got to have peace to think. Right. If you don't have peace, your mind is scattered all over the place. You got this going on here. I got my mortgage here. I got my bills, my kids. I got all of this stuff that's going on. I'm trying to accomplish my goals. I'm trying to do all of this stuff. But you need an semblance of peace in the midst of where we're at right now. And so that's where prayer is so essential to everything that you do. And so, even in beginning, your day, make sure that you have your face to God, You know what I mean? Say, listen, I need this. This what day? This is your day, God. You know, like we always say, this is the day the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice. Yes, this is the day that the Lord has made, and yes, we are going to rejoice. And so we have to put ourselves in a place of prayer so that we can have some peace. Right? When you have peace in your mind, right? When you have peace in your spirit, now you're going to be able to function properly. Right? You're going to be able to function. You're going to be able to, okay, you know what? Let me start off my day. Make sure that I say my prayers. I talk to the Lord first before I even do anything, because there's something about having the peace in the midst of a storm. And that's where we're at right now. We're in the midst of a storm. There's wars, there's rumors of wars, there's things that are happening in the earth. But the peace of God will allow you to be in a place where, you know what?
And say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, my wife says, peace, perfect peace in the midst of the storm. Jen, that's Jennifer Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Henderson, beautifully said. You know, peace in the midst of the storm. We need peace. We need guidance. We need, you know, an assurance that, you know, it's going to be all right. You know, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
Yeah.
Can I hear someone now?
Preach. No.
Yeah, Melissa said, because God is fighting for you.
Yes.
You know, amen. And that is true. I mean, we need to recognize that that He is our shield and our buckler.
That's right. That's
you know
right.
that He can keep our mind in perfect peace.
Yeah.
They whose mind is stayed on Him.
Yeah.
We need our mind to be regulated. Right?
That's right. That's right.
With all the stuff that's going on, we need a regulated mind, so else we can lose it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we need that mind right now to have that peace so that we can focus.
Yeah.
You know, Melissa said something too. She said, I had to deal with a bully and pray for the person, and they don't bother me anymore. Mm-hmm. I listen, prayer works.
Yeah.
Prayer changes the trajectory of things.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Especially when you have concentrated prayer. You know, you're focusing on certain areas of your life. And sometimes, what I've noticed, and we'll stay there with prayer because I think that's important. Right? Would you say?
Absolutely.
I think that, a lot of times when we pray, we're expecting a speedy result.
Right.
Right. But what I've noticed, even in prayer, is that sometimes it's like they say, well, back in the church, they say it may not come when you want to, but it's right on time. You know, we was talking to somebody about this last night, and it was like, prayer, God is sometimes working on a lot of things he's working on things on our behalf, but he's also working on us.
Right.
And so a lot of times when we expect things so quickly, God is like, y'all are not ready yet. You know, it's not time yet. I got you covered though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm covering you, but I still have to allow certain things to happen in your life so that you would now be able, right, to see why I took you through all of that I took you through.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you get that right on time, you know, situation, it's like, oh my God, where was this all along? And God is like, no, I was just teaching you some things in the midst of everything that you were doing so that I can get you to this point. Because, you know, we were talking about the Kairos and the Chronos and how important that is, you know, between chronological order and the Kairos moment of God. And so, and so it's so important, like we said before, of avoiding distractions through prayer. Prayer helps you to avoid distractions because it keeps you in a place of peace.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely true.
Hi, Maurice. Elder Maurice, how are you?
Hey,
blessings. My God, so many. Hi, Victor, Sandra Armstrong. So much. Oh, wow, great. Yes, so Wanda, that's right. Good.
Yeah.
Say it again. God is fighting for us. It's a fixed fight, and we're winning. That's it.
Right.
And we're winning. We're winning. And that's the good thing about when we're in this fight with him, is that even when all of this is stuff, rumors of wars and everything is going on, it's just like you said, Wanda, if we're in a fixed fight, God has already got us. He's covered us, right? Especially when we're acting in the obedience of him.
Yeah.
You know, the obedience is key right now. We have to be obedient to whatever he said. Listen, even if you're an atheist and you don't know God right now, this is the moment of time that you need to know some God. It's choppy, she said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it sounds choppy? Really? Oh. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Is that better? Let us know.
Yeah.
Losing sound.
Losing sound.
Okay, I'm going to take it. But that's okay. Keep going, baby. We were talking about that.
So we need to
But that's okay. Keep going, baby.
yeah, we need to know where our focus is and not allow the enemy to create the kind of distractions that seem to be coming our way lately to get us off track, to put us where we don't need to be. Because this year, 2020, is a year filled with so much promise. I mean, everything that we've heard that's coming from the throne, it's telling us that this is a year that we cannot afford to miss, because the saints are going to be blessed if we keep our minds focused on what God is telling us, walk in obedience to it, and do what we need to do, as opposed to sitting and waiting for things to happen. You know, faith calls for us to move, to act.
Right.
You know, in the acknowledgement of, I was a part of a men's meeting last night, and one of the things that that was said, and it really hits home, is that when God's given you a word, you know, like what we're dealing with this year, and He's telling you, "I'm going to do such and such for you." You know, the act of your actions reflect your faith.
Right.
Meaning that if He's going to give you a car, for instance, and you don't have your driver's license, your act of faith says, you know what, I gotta go do my tests. I gotta get some learning, some practices. I gotta go do the exam. I gotta pass it so that I am prepared.
That's it.
You know, those are acts of obedience, and that's just an example. I don't know what any of us may be dealing with that we're looking for in terms of what God has already said for us for this year. But the mere fact that, for instance, if you're moving, are you getting ready to pack?
Yeah.
Price of this, what's the price of that? And he said, that's a beautiful car, but I know you guys are not selling it. He says, she turns to him and she says, everything in here is for $1. And he said, including the car, he said, everything in here is for $1. And the guy didn't even have $1 on him. He had to run back to his old car and pull out quarters and change worth $1 and bring it back to the lady, handed it to her, and she gave him the keys and whatever else that came with it.
Yeah.
Because she was having a story, and this is a true story. She was having this issue with her husband who had been cheating on her, and she was like, I'm selling everything for $1.
Yeah.
All his clothes and everything else, including his car. So he ended up getting a car for $1. That's what God will do for us when we operate in obedience. Had he not gone there,
that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Had
obedience.
he not gone there, he would not have received what God had already prepared for him.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just, again, another example of what's going on. Do we still have a sound issue?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
It comes back to what we were just saying in the beginning about no distraction, right? Because when you get distracted, he probably wouldn't have been able to go there. He probably wouldn't have went there because he was like, you know what? I may not be able to get it. But it's important that we do that. And the other thing I wanted to say too was our faith.
Right.
Is also important right now too, because in the midst of your distraction, what it will do will hold you back from the action. Right? In the midst of your distraction, hold you back from the action to go forward and do what you're supposed to be doing, so that you can now get the benefits and the things that God said is you're supposed to have.
Right.
So you listen, this is like my sister said the other day, yesterday, we got to be in a place where we are unstoppable this year. Unstoppable to a place where whatever you do, you just keep going.
Right.
Don't stop. Don't try to, when somebody's trying to hinder you and say, I want to bring you to a place of, you know what, you can't do this. No, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to keep moving forward. I know what's going on. I'm aware. I am aware. But I want to go forward and do what I'm supposed to be doing. I will not be distracted. I am unstoppable to do what the will and purpose of God is for my life.
Yes.
And so we got to be in that place. Be in an unstoppable place.
Right.
Because it's really true. What happens is you don't want anything to stunt you or stunt your growth in progress.
Yes.
You don't want to be in a place like that. You want to be able to say, you know what? Even though this is the way it is, I wrote all of this down at the top of the year. Okay, you know what? I will finish my book by 2022 and begin to declare and decree these things over your life, over your goals. Say, you know what? I know what's going on here in the world, but I will not be distracted. I am unstoppable, because that means by 2022, the end of 2022, these things should be fulfilled.
Right. And again,
really,
you know, as now someone so rightly pointed out, it is in your actions, right?
Yeah.
You know, action reflects your faith. Someone that said, I think it was Evangelist Armstrong.
Yeah.
Action reflects your faith.
That's right.
And so if we're not acting, we're not reflecting our faith, what we truly believe God to do, because you know, faith without works, right?
Yeah.
You've heard it before, but there's a reality attached to it, that, you know, if you're not moving into position to receive what has already been assigned for you, what's moving in your direction, right? Look at it in this sense. This is what God has for you, and this is you. This is you. Let me see myself here. Okay. Yeah. So this is what God has for you.
Yeah.
It's coming in your direction. But you have to also be moving in the path that God has called you to, so that when there is a collision of the two, what is it? It's a faith being actualized, materialized, manifested.
That's it.
Because what you have done brought you to the place that you are able to receive what God has already assigned for you to have.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, Wanda said, move into in your position. Move in position.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Move in position. So we know you may have something right now, right? You're working on, and whether it be a project, whether it be a short-term goal, whatever it is that you're doing right now, do not stop. Move into that position, right? Keep going. Sometimes you may get little things, little snags along the way, right? Little things that may come up to try to say, oh, this is not going to manifest itself. But this is where you have to say to yourself, no, I'm going to keep going forward until I see it happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's why you hear we're living to see these things happen. I love what Wanda says. She says, I'm 71 years. And let me tell you something, Wanda, you don't even look it.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't even look it. I would say it's all in your head. It's all in your head, because you know what? When you have Christ in your life, He will just age you backwards. I would say He will age you backwards, and you look at yourself and people like, you know, wait a minute, is that really what? Yes, I'm saying, you know, you are unstoppable and you are ageless, Wanda.
It's called
It's
called redeeming the time.
Redeeming the time.
Your time.
Listen, we're in a place where, you know, and people will say to you, right? Why are you smiling? Why do you have this joy in the midst of everything that's going on? Because you know what He says to us is that the joy of Him is our strength, right? When you have the joy of God, it means that, and that's what we're trying to say today. And I guess this is where, you know, God led the show today. But when you have the joy of Him in you, it means that you're in a place where it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because God is so fulfilling. He fills every void. He allows you to think past all the things that seem to be impossible in your life, because God is a God of all possibilities, you know, and even in the midst of all that we're in, he says, I will cover you. I will cover you all. That, look, all the stuff that's going on right now financially, we're going to reap the harvest of that.
Yeah.
We're going to reap the harvest of that. The wars and rumors of wars, we're still going to reap the harvest of that. We just got to continue to pray for all those people that are over there, the families and everything else. God knew us before we knew ourselves. And so when we get to these places where the enemy tries to distract you, you got to look that enemy in the face, right, and say, I am going forward. So whatever you've written down, right? Listen, everybody on here, I want you to repeat after us, me and Harry. Right? Repeat after us. I will go forward.
I will go
say
forward.
It. Just say it. Wherever you at. You could be, Melissa's in the gym, you know, wherever you're at. You're in your house, you're drinking your tea, you're cleaning your house, you're vacuuming your carpet, whatever it may be. Say, I will move forward. Nothing will distract me from what I need to do, and I will go and do what I am supposed to do in him. Come on.
Amen.
Because you know why? When we begin to understand and we begin to confess those things, right, with our lips, but we also internalize it in our spirit, right? Now our mind is going to be working towards it, because now we've activated it. We've spoke it, we've activated it, and now what? Nothing shall stop us. We are walking in that place, like my sister said yesterday. We are walking in a place of being unstoppable in everything that we do. That means you will accomplish your goal, you will accomplish your project, you will accomplish some of these things that you're looking to do that you wanted to do for years now, and 2022 is the year to do it. Right? You will accomplish all of this. Your finances, say it. My finances are overflowing, so I can go ahead and go forward and do what I'm supposed to do. I can help somebody that needs the help. I can get my ministry going forward because it seems like it was going backwards. I can go forward and take care of my kids and make sure that my kids are going to school, getting the education. All these things that you want to accomplish. I can write my book. I can go ahead and do my record. I'm in the midst of recording right now. I got a brand new single that's getting ready to come out very, very soon. So listen, we cannot stop what we are supposed to be doing, because guess what? There are people that are waiting on us. Right. They're depending on us to move. And if we don't move, that means that whatever they're supposed to receive from us, they will not receive it. That's right. It's important that we remember that. And I think that a lot of people are being distracted right now. And that's where they're now getting in a place of rut. Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I feel like I can't do this. Oh, I feel like I can't do this anymore. Listen, stop it. Go forward and keep moving.
And know that the joy of the Lord is your strength.
He is.
You know, and when you recognize that, you know, you don't want to allow depression or anything else that may seek to sit upon you to take place. You not shake that thing off. Yeah. Why? Because there is so much more ahead of you than is behind you. Yeah. You know, God is just waiting for us to move and to act, you know, so that he can give us what is due to us. You know, he's already assigned these things. It's up to us. We waiting on God, and God's waiting on us.
He's waiting on us. You know, El Brown said God knew you before you was born. Yeah. That he has something for you to do, but it's up to you to have faith and keep on moving to your destiny.
That's right.
That is right.
It's absolutely true.
That is right.
You know, and we just need to recognize that you know, the enemy will try to keep us where we are, especially from a mental perspective. You know, as a man thinketh in his heart. You know, Brother Pastor was speaking to us on that last night, Pastor Waterman. He said that, you know, as a man thinketh in his heart, right? Not in your mind, because that's where we have thoughts that we process, and, you know, sometimes we have doubt and so forth in our mind. But what you think in your heart reflects what you speak, because the Bible says out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So you have to be careful what you confess, even in the midst of anything that you might be going through, that you don't open your mouth to say negative things that are going to kill the things that are that you are dealing with. Because why? Death and life is in the power of the tongue. We always have to remember to speak what we want, what we desire, what we have our focus on, and not what seems to be reality. Because what is fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. So we need to recognize that what we speak is what's real.
Come on. And you know, Wanda said something too. I didn't mean, did I cut you?
You didn't.
Wanda said something too. She said turn the TV off sometimes. And you know what?
Yeah.
If that is a good tool right there,
Absolutely.
that is a most excellent tool. There are times where you have to just tune it out.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Me and Harry do that all the time. We don't watch TV
weeks and months at a time.
Sometimes we like, Now we are aware of our surroundings.
Right.
We know what's going on. But we take it off because you know why? It seeps into your spirit.
Right.
You know, you ever watch it where, you know, you see all this stuff they're killing and all of this that's happening in the world. And every time you turn around, you're hearing it. And now it becomes almost like a part of you, right? You get like, oh my God. And then you feel the burden, right? You feel the burden. And then that puts it on you. It's almost like it sits on you. And then you're not in a place now where you're moving forward, but you're captivated by what's going on TV. Like Wanda said, it is important. Turn the TV off and focus. Right? Turn it off and focus. Yeah. It's important. For us, we have such a busy lifestyle, so it's sometimes very hard. We gonna get the TV. Sometimes if we catch the TV, it's like, oh, the TV's on. Oh, so it's important that you turn off the TV and reevaluate, reassess what you're doing. As a matter of fact, do that today.
Yeah.
Reassess what you're doing, reassess your projects, and see where you're at, so that whatever you need to go from this moment forward, then you go ahead and move forward. Melissa said, "I'll be home." I hear. Elder Bannon said, "Turn that plate down." Sometimes, that fasting.
Yeah.
That fasting will help you go a long way.
Yeah.
Turn the plate down. Sometimes we eat too much. So let's turn that plate down so we can focus and put some things under subjection. You know what I mean? And begin to think and stay focused on because the enemy will distract your ear. Right? He'll distract your eye gates. Come on, he'll distract all these areas of you so that you will not be focused on what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And our focus should be on what the promises of God is for our lives. Yeah. Okay, that's what it should be.
That's what it should be.
And so, what Kenneth says, oh my God, Melissa saying, I'll be home.
Wanda said the power of the heart speaks life. That's correct.
Yeah, the power of the heart speaks life. I always say that too, Wanda. I would say, people will talk, right? But the heart speaks louder than the mouth, right? That's we talking about even when you go back in biblical, time, we talk about Cain and Abel, right? That heart, speaks louder than anything else. Your mouth can talk, but that's why when you give yourself to God, it should not only be with your lips, but it should really be in your heart.
Yeah.
And so the heart speaks louder to me than the mouth.
Absolutely. And so here we are. Yeah, we
could have gone. Yeah, a whole nother hour.
Because it's just beginning to peak. There's so much that we can talk about that's going on in the world, but that's going on in our world. It really matters because what goes on inside of you reflects the God in you and what he wants to have happen in the earth, right? He says, let your light so shine before men that it will glorify the Father, which is in heaven. You are a light, and that, you bring something to the world that the world needs. We're in darkness, and, we need that light. And so we've got to, get our acts together to the point where we're reflecting God's glory in the earth.
Yes. And
by the way we live our lives.
That's right. And we can't move in a place of fear or doubt. Elder Brandon said one thing too. He said faith over fear should not be in the same mix. And you're right. when we're in a place where we would be distracted and be fearful, but we must operate in the strength of faith,
Right.
and believing in the things that what we've been told to do by God, to say, hey, this is where I need you to be. Otherwise we will abort everything that he said.
Right.
And we don't want to do that. So it's important that we stay focused, we don't be distracted, remember what our source is, who's our source.
That's right.
And remember that no matter what, prayer is essential, and the joy of him is our strength. And let's just keep moving forward.
Yeah,
and we are unstoppable.
That's right. I know that you are who God says you are.
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, you did a lot of kicking it today.
Yeah.
We call this our pulse session.
Yes,
our pulse session. On where we are, what's going on in the world, what's going on in our world.
Yes.
And how we can be better.
Yes.
When we keep our minds focused in the area that we need it to be.
Yes. Yes. So listen, we want to thank everybody. You all have been such a blessing today.
Yeah.
Really, really a blessing. Thank y'all for all of you, Brad and Melissa, Wanda, Jesse, LaWanda. So many of you tuned in today. Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the Image Matters Q Show. Make sure you tag, or make sure you at least share the video. Let somebody know. Yeah. Evangelist Sandra Armstrong, she has an amazing thing coming up in June, and we're going to talk about that too on our next show. That's going to be really, really amazing. Conquer Her, which she's doing some amazing things there. So listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. You all can also go to our page. We're also on YouTube, so y'all can. We're actually simulcasting right now. So we're on YouTube right now, and so you all go on there, check us out on YouTube. Make sure you let somebody know Image Matters Q&A show. We're looking forward to go to TV soon. So y'all keep praying for us, right? That we go to television, and really get things out there, talk about image, why it matters, and the image and likeness of him. All of this is a part of why image really matters. But we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us on today. It was definitely a blessing, and in the midst of everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's Wanda.
Yeah. Thank you, Wanda. Good word. Today's message is very powerful, full of power. Thank you. What a blessing. My sister's on. That's the Stephanie Kira. Oh, check out the Unstoppable God for this. She was the one that said Unstoppable yesterday. So thank you, Julia Sloan. And New Day Praise Song is a beautiful song, so inspiring. Love you, sis. Yes, we'll give you a call, Elder Braden. Remember that in the middle of it all, y'all can also email us at imagemattersqa@gmail.com. We love y'all to the fullest.
Yes.
Remember, in the middle of it all,
to listen to.
Yeah.
God's voice.
Yes. Because he's great and greatly to be praised.
I know that times may be rough, problems may be piling up, my faith's forever strong, I keep on holding on. Can't you see the smile on my face? Can't you tell I'm filled with his grace? Cause I'm hearing his voice all the time. It's always on my mind. In the middle of it all, God's voice. 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 This is what I heard him say as I started my new day. We've been making door for a night. Joy comes with the morning light. I can hear loud and clear, though no one else is here. It feels so good to know. Thank y'all so much. Everybody, love y'all. Have a great week. And middle of it all, God's
Thanks for listening to the
voice.
Q&A show. We love y'all.
In the middle of it all, God's voice. In the middle of it all, God's voice. Woo! In the middle of it all, God's voice. Nobody else can do the things that only you can do. No other voice I know and trust to me.